Hi, this is Rick Williams, and this is part 2 of getting started with Logos. In the first video, we talked about how to set up some defaults, and in this one, I'm going to show you how to navigate around the Bible and then do some very fundamental searches so that you begin to get a little bit of payback on your investment. We're in the working screen right now. We have the English Standard Version open. We're at Genesis 27:1. The easiest way to navigate around the Bible, if you know where you're going, is just to go into the box up here and say we want to go to Genesis 11:1. We can just type in Gen 11 space 1, hit enter. Boom, it'll take us right there. And same would be true if we would highlight this. We could type in the shorthand for Deuteronomy, Deut 32:1. Takes us right there. That's the quickest way to get around. If you're not quite sure about the shorthand yet, the other thing you can do is click up here, and you can go down and say show table of contents. The table of contents will open up on the side, and whichever book you're in at the time will be highlighted out, so we have all the various chapters of Deuteronomy. But if we were wanting to go to, say, John, we could click on John, say we want to go to chapter 6. Boom, we just went to John 6. So it's just that easy. To close that out so that you have a little bit more room to read, you can just click that close with this little arrow here, little double arrow. Second thing is, a lot of people have a preference on which side of the screen they want to read from. You can left click in the verse, drag it over, release it, boom, you've got it. Or you can end up doing that and opening it up to the entire screen, just kind of drag it open all the way across. Now, one of the things that one of the most powerful features, as I mentioned earlier, of Logos is its search. To get to the search, you click here, it'll open up the search, and let's get this opened up. Well, let's try this again. There we go. Alright, we've got it. And anyway, first thing you're going to want to notice on the search is that you've got basic Bible, media, clause, morph, syntax. The clause, morph, and syntax are all original, basically original language tools, so we're not going to get into that. And the basic search takes a look at, well, beginning with everything you've got, but you can go down and narrow down everything it's searching for. But we're just going to do a basic Bible search, so we're going to be staying inside the English Standard Version on our search. Now, let's just say for sake of this illustration, we want to do a search on Moses. So down here you'll see that they give you a number of examples of how to configure these searches, and these searches can get extremely complex, but they make the simpler ones easier for you to set up. Now, let's say that we're dealing with Moses, so we want to see where either the Lord is speaking to Moses or Moses is speaking to the Lord. So an easy way to do that would be just to type in Lord, and then we're going to use the Boolean or, and we do that by typing uppercase or, then we type in God, then we use or, gets used quite a bit. And then we go over here and just click on the search, and boom, we have 2,267 results and 714 verses in the ESV. An example, but Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh? And anyway, and you'll see as we go down, anytime that God and Moses are having a discussion, no matter who's speaking to whom, and we have the word Lord, Yahweh, or God appearing, we have those verses. Now, a couple of things that can affect these search results that you need to be aware of is if you go up to this little spyglass up here, you'll see match equivalent references, and essentially that digs into the back tagging that Logos does on the Bibles for person speaking. As you go through here, a lot of times you'll see like a little icon. It looks like a speaker, and then if you put your cursor on it, it'll show this is God speaking, this is Moses speaking, this is Abraham speaking. Well, it's not completely apparent, perhaps, who's actually doing this speaking. It'll also, in verses where it's not clear who's being referenced, this match equivalent reference comes in and will identify those verses as well. So it goes well beyond just doing a simple word type search. The match all word forms is exactly what it sounds like. For example, if it were to say lords or gods, that sort of thing, that will show up. So it'll take the singular, plural, first, third, second person, all those kind of situations, and take those into account and run them. So, and the next thing is you go, well, what can I do with all these? Well, one of the things you can do is click to export it. So you can print it, save it, export it. This is the formatting of what it would look like. You can save it in a passage guide, any number of things, 39 pages worth. So that'll get you through some basic searches. Now let's go over to the actual basic search. We're going to search for everything, same search. Moses and the Lord having a conversation where the word Lord God or Yahweh is mentioned and Moses is involved. And this search is going to take a little bit longer to do because this is going through every resource that you've got. Actually, didn't take too long at all. The top of it, you'll get the first few results. If you click on this, you'll go back to that search that we just did where we're just looking in the Bible. If you produce documents of your own, it'll check through that. The fact book, media guide, atlas results, and then library results down here. And you expand on that, and it will give you every reference in which the search terms match within that reference. And that includes media, all number of different things. So you actually got a pretty fair number of results to dig through and 36 different resources. You can look here and see how many show up in NIV, which is 5,000. 3 hits in the New Bible Dictionary. And just, you can play around with this a little bit, just get a feel for the kind of results you get. Now, one of the problems with Logos is that you do end up with things like 87,000 results on some of these searches. And you may be saying, well, I don't want that many results. I want to say, do a search on, let's say Deuteronomy 32, 1. But I want to search my commentaries for that. So one of the things you can do, and I'll do this in the next video, is set up what are called collections. And for example, I've got commentaries broken down in a number of different ways. Top-rated academic, expository, historical, pastoral, any number of different setups based upon what kind of commentary it is. But let's do one on the top-rated. Do a search. And now I've got 17 results and 16 articles, and these are all in what I've categorized as my top commentaries. These collections actually become very much your friend as you use logos. And I'll show you how to, as I said, I'll show you how to set those up a little bit later. But you've got a little bit of an idea of how to do a search and how powerful it can be. It actually gets a lot more powerful than that. I would suggest going to the Logos website, teach on, or click on the training material, go through the search videos. There's still more videos available for version 5 than there are for version 6, but this version 5 videos typically on the searches are pretty close, give you a pretty good idea on how to do a variety of different searches. So hope that helps. Have a great day and blessings.